This shows expenditure set against income. I've included my wife's earnings there, and as you can see, it balances out quite comfortably.
Right.
Now, as far as reducing the debt's concerned, I've sold the car, which is one of the things you suggested, if you remember last time. I'm selling one of the 4 flats at a reduced cost, just to tide me over. Now, that sale's going through. That should net another 65k. You'll find all the documentation in there. And my wife has remortgaged her house. And as a result of that, now, today, I can give you a cheque for £17,500. That's the full amount of the equity released by the remortgage. And that's how serious I am about working with you on this, Keith. That's how committed I am.
Well, I'm sorry, it's not good enough. It's not good enough by a long way. You spent £12,000 on a wedding.
And my honeymoon.
When you had a debt of £350,000.
I had an asset of 480. I didn't know about the bail hostel at the time.
Well, you should have done.
Anyway, it might not matter. Probably won't go ahead. If it doesn't, I'll make a big profit.
Yes, and if it does, you'll make a big loss.
I'll be able to keep going until the council do their review.
Yes, you can survive on what you and Mrs. Hillman are earning.
Yeah, so where's the problem?
The problem is I can't see from any of this how you're going to reduce your debt.
I've reduced it by nearly 90 grand in less than 2 weeks.
Yes, with a series of one-off measures.
I've remortgaged my own home. I've sold the family car. Do you know what that meant to me?
Yes,
I'm selling one of my flats at a loss. What do you want, man? Blood!
I want to know what you're going to do if the Vale Hostel gets built. You're supposed to be a financial advisor. Advise me. What's your contingency plan?
I'm expecting a big growth in income over the winter.
Why?
I've got a big contract in the offing. Kellett Holdings, old client of mine. They've asked me to do some consultancy work for them.
And how much will this contract be worth?
5-figure sum, at least.
Well, why is none of it down here?
No, we're still talking about it.
Oh, so it's not definite then?
Oh, yeah, it's definite.
How can you be so sure?
I have a good relationship with the company director.
Who is?
A woman called Gail Platt. She won't let me down.
And when will we see the benefit of this big new contract?
Year end at the latest.
It's all if, buts and maybes, isn't it? The Vale Hostel might not go ahead. Kellett Holdings might not give you a big new contract.
They will.
Well, they better do. Because if you don't get a serious injection of fresh funds by the end of the year, you'll be finished. You'll lose the ridings, you'll lose the home you're living in now. You'll be bankrupt, Richard.